and welcome back to the third part of the tutorial. Now, you see this barcode. Let me show you guys the website again. This is the barcode that I actually use. It's called C code 39. I will include this very URL on the description area, so that will make life easy for you guys. All you need to do is download and just click on install. That's all. Alright, and that is all for the barcode. I'm going to minimize that, and let's exit out of here. Right, these are the lines of code that make up the barcode. That is it right there. So I just press enter so that you can see the rest of the codes. And here are the buttons. Okay, right here, those are the lines of code that make out the buttons, and the barcode and the search functions right there. Now go right up here. Let's copy the barcode. Yeah, that is the right URL, the correct URL. That is it right there. This is the main URL, and this is just the URL straight to the very one that I used. Alright, now let's go right up here, and I now want to create my database. I'm going to paste some of the function right here. Okay, but before then we need to create a database. That's where my function is going to be. And let's just open up my database, MySQL WorkBench, and in here I'm going to click on, and let's log into my database. There we go. Click on open. Right, inside this very database I am going to click on the schema right here. Click on that, and let's give that a name. I'll just call it member, and let's click on apply. There we go. Click on apply again. There, the member database is ready. Click on finish. Okay, now I will come to the database itself. That is it right there. If you drop it down, you see the table, but there's nothing there. So right click on the table and select create. There we go. I will also name it as member. Okay, just name your database member and the table as member. That's fine. Now drop this arrow down, this double head arrow, drop it down right here in the first column. Enter your main, let's say member ID, and you can just click on primary and make sure it's not empty, not null right there. Then just tap to the next one. The next one here, that's going to be, I'm going to call that first name. Okay, I'm just going to tap surname. Then I have address, followed by PO box. That is fine, and I'm going to enter gender, mobile, email, then member M type. In total I should have 9 in there. Should be 9 in total. Yet I've got 9 fields in there. I'm now going to click on apply, and there we go. Those are the fields. If you guys notice this field, those are the fields that I have inside my, or on my tree view. There they are. Okay, now that you've seen how it's all linked, the next thing that I want to do now is I'm going to start creating the functions. So let's just enter up here, functions. And the very first function that I'm going to create, I will call that define add new, enter parentheses and column. Inside the add new, I'm going to first of all use an if statement to check if any of the widgets is empty. So let's come down here and just say, let's say if member ID dot get is equals empty. Remember this very member ID that should be right up here. That is the variable, one of the variables. That is it right there. And this member ID was called inside the ID widget here, right here. Okay, so if it's empty, we want the system to do as follows. But let me do the same thing for the first name. The first name but get if that is empty, or let's say if surname is empty. So those three fields are mandatory. You must enter value in them there. If any of those three are empty, Tkinter message box will pop up. So let's say Tkinter dot message box, that is the message box there, dot, we want it to show an error, show error. Okay, and the error is going to be, let's say error check input. That would be the first argument. The second argument would be, let's say enter correct members details. That is that. Else we want the following. Let's indent that. Okay, now I'm going to create as follows. Let's say SQL connect, that will be equals pi MySQL dot connect, and the host is my local host, while the user, that will be the root. Okay, now what about password? Enter a comma, then we'll say password, that will be equals 12345 that is my password for my database. And I'll then say the database itself, what is it called? If you guys can still recall, the database is called members. So let's just move this so that you can see it all. The database is just called member. There we go. And close that. Alright, so far. Now, The next thing we want to do is I'm going to say current dot SQL connect, and there's a dot castle. Now in here we say current dots, we would like you to execute the following. So in there we enter an SQL statement, insert into member. Let's get that right, else there will be an error. The following values, and those values will be assumed as follows. So let's say %s, comma. I'm going to need 9 of those. Remember, I have 9 fields. That's 1. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Close that and close the quote. Then let's open a bracket here. Inside this very brackets, we now have the following: message box, no, member. That will be member ID, comma. Next one will be first name. Get whatever value we have in first name, comma, surname. Grab hold of surname, paste, enter a comma. Then we have an address. You can just copy this, come right down here, enter address, paste. Then we have PO box, paste. We have gender, paste. After the gender we have mobile, paste that. Then we have email, press enter, paste for email. And we have type, paste. And come right down here, just close and close the brackets. So the 2 brackets that I've closed is this very one and this very one. Right. Now underneath here, let's come down here and just enter SQL connect, SQL con dots commit the following. So the connector must also be closed, so let's say close there. Now one other thing, I'm going to then ask Tkinter to display a message for me. So let's grab hold of that, paste that underneath here. Just say Tkinter show information to confirm that my system is working as expected. So let's say data entering form. That is the title that you will see. Then the system will just say record entered successfully. Record entered. There we go. So that's my very first function taken care of. And this very function, I'm going to call that inside the button add. So let's come right down here, come to button. Where is add? There we go, right here. So in there, I'm going to say comma, and let's enter command. That will be equals. add. So that is I've just called the very first function right there. Okay, let's do one more. Maybe we should take care of show records. Let's go back to the area for function. Okay, that is the area for function. That's the function that I've just taken care of. Okay, right underneath here, let's create a function, and this function we call that show records. And enter that. There we go. So let's copy this connector up to here. Let's copy that and paste that in here. Right. So we want show record to carry out the following: execute. So what we want it to execute is, open a bracket and let's just say select all from member, that is my database. Okay, select all from member database, and result, that will be equals, I want you to fetch all and using an if statement, if is linked to the result is not equals 0. If it's not 0, then we want the following. That should be column. And I want self dot member underscore record dot underscore records dot delete all self dot member records dot get underscore children. There. Okay, so now let's use a for loop in there's a for role in the results. Okay, so let's see. Right down here, using a for loop, for role in result, we now want self dot member record. We want it to insert as follows. So the member record, that is the tree view. We now want you to insert the following records. So the first one will be 0, comma, up to the end, comma, values of what we have inside the row. I will also want you to commit, and we then want it to close. There we go. Alright, you see this very show record, I'm going to call that inside add record as well here. Let's come down here and just paste it right in here. There. And this show record, scroll right down to the button show record, and let's use command in there. Come right here, just like we did with this other one. Let's say command equals show record. There we go. Okay, maybe we should just try these two out and see how it's gonna work. So since I've entered those, okay, I've called that var function, the add function, and show record. So let's try it out. There we go, look at that. So let's see, there's nothing in here. Okay, let's just add something. And the name, let's say the name is Tony Montana. An address 17 Little Venice. His mail and his mobile is, there we go, and that is an email, that's Tony at gmail.com. Member type, this is a non-member. Let's click on add. Whoa, that is working. Check that out, guys. That is working fine. Alright, what about the database? Let's check the database. Come back in here and let's double click on my table. Look at that, that's Tony Montana right there. That's brilliant. That's working. So show record is working as well. So that is fine. So let's exit out and put together some more functions. So the other function that I'm going to put together now, let's put together the members information. So I'm going to come right down here. This is very good. Let's say function, I'm going to call that members info. There. And in the members info, I'm going to have a local variable that I'll call view info, and that is going to be self member info, self member underscore records dot focus. Then I'm also going to say learner, let's just call it learner database, learner data, or learner data, that will be equal self dot members info, and that is going to be dot items, and the item that goes in there is going to be view. Right. Now the next thing you want to do is grab hold of the role, and that's the role is going to be learner data. And enter the value. There we go. Now the roles that we have, we now need all of them here. Okay. Each name. So let's come down here. Maybe I should just copy the variables. That would be easier for me. Yeah, grab hold of everything here up to here. Member type. And paste. Okay, get it indented. Right. Now in here, that is going to be set role dot set row. The very first row will be 0. That's good. Okay, the next one, that is for surname, first name, surname, address. Those ones are in order. So let's make this one 1. We have 2 here, 3, and this one seems to be in order as well. We have 4, and that's 5. This should be number 8. So we're gonna paste it right below, and let's cut it off, paste it right here, and this is number 6. Mobile is 6. Then we have 7. So that's 6 in there and 7 here. So that is my members row, or member information. Get rid of this info. Okay, now let's bind this member information with the tree view. So let's copy that and go straight right down here, the tree view. Okay, underneath here, let's just paste that. I'm going to get hold of self.member_record, and that is the tree view. I will now say bind and open a bracket. We're going to have to use button release. Okay, comma there, and the event will be button release. So let's enter button release in there. Button release. There. Once the button is released, let's say we -1. Okay, then, and the other thing is, let's call show records. If we come down here, paste that here, there. If you're wondering why these two, why have I called this and why have I binded the information, if I run the program, this is what you guys will see. Save that first though. There we go. Those are the data automatically appears, and when I click on this, I'm able to add that. That is the member info doing that. Why the show records actually showed all of the records on the tree view. Now, to be sure of how that works, I'm going to comment this out. Comment that. Show record, we just showed the records alone now. So let's run that. Run. You see the record that's showing. If I click on this, nothing is happening in here. Okay, let's comment out show records. Comment that out, and let's save and run. There we go. There's no record showing. Okay, the records will only show if I click on show records. So you see that nothing is happening. Okay, now let's get rid of a comment. So you now get the whole idea why I needed this function and this function right inside my tree view. Okay, that is the lines of code for tree view. So let's run that again. Run. The records will show, and if I click on this, I can add every single data straight into their respective widgets. Alright, that's brilliant. Now, let's go back to our function. Now, the very next function will be let's call that update. And update, I want you to do as follows. So let's copy all of these here up to here. Yeah, copy that, bring it down and paste. Now all of the other data here are correct, but the update, I'm going to have to change that to SQL update member sets. Okay, the first one is going to be first name, and that is going to be equals %s, comma. The next one is going to be, let's copy that. The next one will be surname, %s, address, paste, postcode or post box, PO box, paste. Then we have gender, paste. And we also have, let's come down here and enter the following: mobile, paste. We have email, paste. We have M type and paste. So in that case, where the member ID equals there, let's say comma there, get rid of that, and that is that. So let's open up a new bracket there. Let's get rid of that, and right here close that very bracket. There we go. Now I'm going to just get hold of all of these, or yeah, let's get hold of these. Yeah, now change things around and come right down here. I want you to update as follows. Paste that in there. So in that case, that's going to be get with parentheses there. This will be right at the bottom here. And just copy, paste that there. We have a comma, and repeat the same thing for the others. There we go. So that is my update. So whatever correction carried out or amendment carried out within your table or within your system is then updated. And underneath here we enter double bracket to close up the whole system. And we also need to comment, show the record, and close, then with a message, so I can grab hold of all of these here and just come right down here, paste that right there. Okay, let's get it indented properly. Okay, select it all, hold on to the control and square bracket, and this as well there. Okay, let's change the update statement in there. Data record of record successfully updated. There we go. Alright, that is fine. So we now need to call this update inside the update button. Scroll right down, come straight to update button, right here. We can just grab hold of command equals and paste that here. So that is update called. Very good. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to take care of the delete. Okay, so let's go back to our function area. With the delete, I'm going to, let's just copy all of this again and come right down here, paste, and change this to delete db, and all of this is correct. Leave those, get hold of cursor, just change the SQL statement to as follows. So in there we use delete from member where member ID equals %s, comma, and that is going to be member ID dot get. Now we want it to commence and also tell us if we have deleted something or not. So paste that right underneath here. Okay, the message box, record successfully deleted. Alright, so delete is done. So copy that and let's call delete. Come back in the button, there's a button there, comma, command equals delete. There, I've just called the function delete. Now we need to reset. Let's reset, and let's reset first. I think reset will be a little bit easier. So let's go back up here and just copy one or two things here. There, grab hold of all of these, come right down here. It's my function, and that is going to be function reset equals as follows. Okay, select it all and let's indent now. And here that is going to be sets dot set empty. There, that's all. Grab hold of this, repeat the same thing for the others. There we go. It's looking good so far. So I'm showing the whole steps or the whole stages of development so that you guys will get the whole idea. So this very tutorial is mainly for beginners, and also advanced learner can also learn one or two things. Alright, that is good. Okay, now let's take care of the reset first. Let's come in here and call that inside my reset button here. Reset, there's a comma, command equals reset. There. And I also need to take care of exits. So I can even just enter exit in there and write out the function. Come here, paste, and just call that exit. I exit. There. And I'm now going to create this function, I exit. So let's go back up here into my function area, and right here so that is going to be I exit. And in the case of I exit, I'm going to say I exit will take in the following message. So I'm going to grab hold of all of this message in there. Tkinter. Okay, let's just grab hold of all of these and change it around. And here that is going to be ask. You want it to ask a question dot. That will be ask yes or no. And here that's going to be okay, data entry, that's fine. We can just here say confirm if you want to exit. There we go. And we use an if statement. If I exit is less than 0, then root dot destroy. Return there. So let's try that out. Save. There we go. First of all, select this and try out reset there and exit. No. Yes. Okay, let's say yes. It's not working. Okay. Now you see delete. Let's try out delete. Yes, delete is working. That is fine. Try out exit. No, it's not working. So let's see why is my exit not working. Let's go back to my function. Right here, I exit equals as follows. Message box display the following yes or no. Okay, that will be destroyed. Parenthesis is missing. There. Now run one more time. Click, no, click, yes. You see that? Just because I missed out the parenthesis, it wasn't working. And finally, let's take care of the search. So I'm going to come right here. Let's say define search DB. There we go. So I'm going to use try just in case if there's any error. So I'm going to grab hold of all of these. Grab hold of this first. Yeah. Yeah, I think I need all. And paste that right here. Okay. Get this one indented. Select it all and re-indent. There. So we have the local host, root, password, and so on. Now, let's move this so that you guys can see it all properly. And this. Okay. Now, we want the cursor and we want it to execute. In the case of that, let it select. Select from member where ID equals this. Okay, but in that case, what are we searching for? Let's put it in a quote. What we're searching for is going to be search. So come right here enter percent, and it's going to be search dot get there, and we then use the role here, role that will be equals current dot fetcher. No, that will be fetch one, and that will be enter parentheses. And now let me just copy this. I have all of those in here. Grab all of that. That is from information, and just paste it right underneath here. And let's get it indented though. Undo that. Indent. And yeah, that's it. I wasn't holding on to the control. Okay, so that is fine. And also let's just get it to comment. Come right down here. We want you to comment this search. And after that, let's say, since I've used try, I now need to use exception, but here we just say except, respect, and that is going to be the following. Let's just add the following message, Tkinter, whatever. Grab a hold of this, and right here display the default message, and that's going to be, let's ask it to show information dot show information, and that is going to be something like, let's say, no such record, no such record. That's the information that will be shown. Then we just need to say search, try that again, search dot set empty, and let's close the whole system. Yeah, I can close it here, bring this here and just close it. Dot close. There we go. Alright, so let's call this search function inside my button. So I believe you guys can see it all there. So I'm now going to just copy this, and let's go for my search button. Right here somewhere. There we go. Yes, search. So we enter a comma there. Comma as command equals search dg there. Alright, so let's try that out. This decision time. Save and run there. Okay, let's enter a record in there. Let's say 757843. Click on search. There we go. Look at that. That is fine. Okay. Alright, let's change this around and just enter more data in there. And change this to Johnny. And this is going to be Davis. And that is going to be 45. Danny Highway. Male. Yep, and just change that. And that's Johnny here. and Johnny is annual member, so all we then need to do is just click on add. There, successfully added. Okay, Johnny's details is entered. Now to get the barcode working, so let's do this. I'm going to exit out. Let's just write one more function, then we can call that very function inside the add. So right underneath here, just one more quick function there. So we say function, let's make sure it's on the same line. Right, so I'm going to call it member reference. A member reference is going to take in, let's say, ref number, and the ref number is going to be in the form of random number dot rand int, and the value, let's say 2489 up to 987. There we go. Yeah, okay, that will do. Close that. Now in here I'm going to create a local variable. I'll call it reference bar. The reference bar will be equals, let's get it converted to string, and what are we converting to string is going to be the reference number, ref number. Ref number, convert that to string, and my ID dot set reference bar, then we'll say reference BC, that is equals member, let's say membership, number there, plus string number. Paste that here, there, and member bar, let's say member ID bar dot set reference BC. There we go. So all I then need to do is I'm going to call this very function inside my add. As soon as I click on add, the reference should show. No, the barcode should show there. Okay, let's run it now and see how that is going to work with the barcode. Save and run. We enter new details in there, and the name happens to be Mary Allen. Address number 12, Ghostown. Okay, and here female, mobile number, there we go, postcode, email at Gmail, member type, she's quarterly member, so click on add. There we go, look at the barcode displays. There we go. And with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this very beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. There are a lot of benefits for members. and you all have a nice day now, and bye for now.